All right, guys, here is the deal. I want to make sure you are comfortable all summer long. And you may be cocky right now. You may be thinking it's not that hot right now. And you may be thinking it's not right cold. It's just kind of perfect. It's in the middle. Well, what if I told you that you don't want to wait until you see those heat waves coming off the concrete? You don't want to wait until your family is absolutely miserable. And you also don't want to get that bill from the energy company saying, wow, you're using a lot, to make sure your system is cooling the way that it should. Now, just this last week, I had the folks at Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating and Air come out. I had Caleb. He was so sweet and so professional from start to finish. He explained everything that he was going to do before I signed anything. And let me tell you, I did not know how bad our system needed a tune-up. It really did. But if they would have come and said, listen, you need a brand new system, it's just too beat. Well, I got to tell you, right now is the time to call my friends at Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating and Air, because you're going to beat the summer rush. And I have never seen rebates before on heat pumps than I am right now with Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating and Air. Again, we had them at our house just this last week. It was so professionally done. I was blown away. And I'm not just saying that because they're a client of the podcast. I'm saying that because I was genuinely blown away by the customer service that I got with Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating and Air. So get in on those rebates on heat pumps. Get in on that system checkup because, I'm so glad we did. Guys, it was bad. I didn't know how bad it was. It was bad. Caleb made me see the light, but he also made sure that my system is going to run in tip-top shape for this summer. So don't wait. If you've been putting it off, don't wait until the summer rush is here. Call my friends, or better yet, go online and check out these amazing rebates. PolarBearPHA.com. That's PolarBearPHA.com. Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating and Air is a proud sponsor of the Sadie and Friends podcast.
I'm going to say the thing you're not supposed to say.
Let's talk about marriage.
They have like a 2-second rebound rate and you're back doing the next pain in the ass thing.
Parenting. Oh my gosh.
They have sucked the pretty right out of me. They treat me like it, and I do their laundry. Lucky me.
Sex.
I'm caught between two evils. I generally like to take the one I never tried.
Scary stuff like ghosts. I know it's totally out of left field, but just go with me on this.
Boo, you whore.
Love.
I give you what you need. That's all. I'm talking about taking care of each other the best you can. What's wrong with taking care of a woman? She takes care of you.
Friendships.
Weekend, our necklace says best friends forever.
Actually, we wanted to say forever. I don't think you guys will be best friends forever. No offense, but sometimes you grow apart, and maybe she'll find a new best friend. They end up doing everything together.
Hello, everybody. It's Sadie here. And Kelly, you're like raring to go.
I'm ready. It's Kelly. I'm here.
It's Kelly. And it's if Kelly's here, that means it's Murder Monday here on the podcast. And Kelly, she has her own podcast. And I say and so much. When I edit, I have to cut out a bunch of and. So I'm going to try to fix that. And I'm really going to try to focus on that. So Kelly is, see, I'm thinking about it.
See, you're thinking too hard. Now you're putting the us in.
Shoot.
I do a lot of so's. I do a lot of so's.
See, I do and is like the universal sign for like, you're a dumbass.
I do it all the time.
Yeah. So Kelly is here because she's going to tell us another murder story for Murder Monday. She has her own podcast. It's called ODFM. I highly suggest, if you're into the murder vibe, that you download it, download it. What am I? I'm so old.
I mean, it does. I mean, you want it to download to their stream. Sure.
You're right. Sure. So download it, but be sure to follow her so you're updated on new episodes. Without further ado, Kelly, how are you feeling? Last week you were puking.
Yeah, we'll see. I think I'm good, but I swear I've got a portal to hell in my basement here. So, maybe something's coming out and like, hey, don't talk about that. So we'll see. What are you talking about? You texted me the other day. I have a portal to hell in my basement. Should we say it might not be to hell. Yeah. No, it's a short story. There was this. So what is her name? Rocky Mountain Medium. And
I don't know.
Yeah, she's in the area. She's actually very good. She's very intense. But we had her at my shop to do a reading for a group of us.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she's like, "Oh, you have a portal, an open portal in your basement." And I was like, "Oh my God, is that bad? Is that?" She's
Yeah.
like, "No,
Yeah.
nothing bad's coming out of it. But if you want it closed, I can help you." And I'm like, let's leave it open. Let's see what happens.
Ballsy move. Because if I was told I had a portal, I'd be like, that'd be great if you could just shut that down.
Could you just shut that?
Because it's like an open door if you believe in that kind of stuff.
If you believe in it. Yeah. And that's the thing. I'm like, I don't know if I believe in it. So I'm waiting to see if something happens. I guess maybe the puking. they're trying to tell me.
You may be getting messages left and right. And you're just... not listening.
I'm ignoring them. I'm like, whatever. They're actually knocking at the window. Hey. No.
Hey, dummy.
I'm ignoring it. Yeah.
I don't know what today's story is going to be.
No, you don't.
And that's how I really like it. Unless there's one that I've heard of hers where I'm like, can you do this one? No. But I like to be completely surprised and shocked because it's always twisty and windy. So without further ado,
I do it all the time. And I don't realize until I go to edit my own stuff. So
yeah,
I'm with you.
Okay. Kelly, take it away.
All right. So we're going back to 2009, but not that long ago. We're talking about a woman named Christy Jackson. She's living down in Burnett, Texas. And she is taking her 2 daughters back to her childhood home to live with her mom. So Christy and her husband, Rudy, have just separated. We know how this goes. It's bad shit. Brutal. Christy's mom, though, she's like stoked. She's ready to have her daughter back. She wants to have her grandkids come live with her. She's like, yeah, everybody in one house. Come on. So Burnett, Texas is a small town of just 6,000 people. You know how a small town is.
Yeah.
As you grew up in one. Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So did I. So it's the kind of place where everyone knows all your shit. Everyone knows everyone. They know your kids. You can't get away with anything. Yeah. So you have no chance of avoiding people in a town this size. But Christy's ready to go back. She's done with her separation. Her separation from Rudy was horrible and difficult. So she's 35 right now. At the time she met Rudy, she met him when they were at a party and she was just 18. So they've been together ever since.
For a long time. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a long time. So at the age of 35, after splitting up and getting back multiple times, it's one of those relationships where, in and out and in and out and in and out.
But I mean, when you're with somebody that long, it is hard to throw away that much time with somebody. So it is sometimes you go back and forth.
Absolutely. Plus, I feel like when you're young and you're developing, like in those teen years, you're kind of almost bonded to the people at that age, especially when you're in a really tight relationship. Seems like the people I know that got together in high school and stuff and are still together, they're really tight. I don't know. It's like some weird teen brain bond. So Christy, though, she's worried that this is her final breakup with her love. She kind of still wanting it to work out.
Damn it, Christy.
Kids. I know.
We all know a Christy where it's like, damn it.
Make
up your mind.
I know.
The back and forth, that's an awful feeling.
And it's got to be hard for the kids, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Like, ugh. So while she's moving in to her mom's house, Christy notices this woman next door outside the house. So she's standing outside the house and she's like, I think I might know her. So she asks her Mom, is that Linda Cowan? And her mom's like, yeah, that's totally Linda. You know Linda. And Christy's like, yes, I know Linda. I grew up with her. So she heads back next door to greet Linda. They knew one another. Christy and Linda knew one another from school. They've grown up together in this little Burnett, Texas town. And Christy can't believe her old school chum is next door. I kind of wonder if she's having this like, oh, thank God, I'll have a friend next door. This will help my transition into her new single life. But, someone to shoot the breeze with. You can like go have a beer with.
Yeah. Good thing.
Maybe somebody to help with your kids once in a while. That would be nice. So, but Linda, she's not married. She lives in her house with her son, Vincent, not Vincent. It's Vinson. Vinson.
I've never even heard that. Is that Russian? What is that? Is that German?
No freaking clue. Cowan.
Or is it just somebody trying to be different? Like the first ever person who named their kid Nevaeh, which is heaven backwards.
There's so many
somebody dug deep.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden I'm seeing them everywhere. And I'm like, what?
There's so many Nevaehs. Yeah. And that's what I think each time is like heaven. Try to think of and I try to think of everyone else's names backwards. Then I am Yelek. Who
was the first person that was like heaven, but backwards? We can name our kid heaven, but I want to turn it around.
I want it back. Does that mean it's kind of like hell?
I don't even know. I think that too, where I'm like, what are you trying to say?
What are you trying to say? They're
I don't know.
Evil?
We got to move on, but that is a weird name. Not Vincent. There's no T. It's just Vincent.
Just Vincent.
Sounds great. Okay.
Vincent is, maybe that's where Vin Diesel got his name. Maybe he's a
not Vincent. Like I've heard of Vin, but I've never heard of Vincent. That there's no need for such a thing.
Stop it with your Vincent. Oh, okay. I got to take another tangent because these are so good. And you can, this will add to the time, but
it's always good.
There was a TikTok and it was this, how you could do the different filters on Snapchat where you're an animal with your face just talking through it.
Yeah.
She's a shark. And she's like, this is how other sharks react when they see a shark attacking all these people. And they're like, Sharkeisha.
Oh my God.
And every shark they were talking to had another like shark name, but also kind of black. And it was so fucking amazing.
I am going to have to edit that story out.
Sharkeisha. Yeah.
Oh
anyway. Okay. Yeah. Edit that out. Okay, we're back to Vincent. So Vincent is 19.
Move this closer. Sorry, that's distracting, I'm sure. Go ahead.
No. So we're talking about Vincent. Vincent is 19. He's just out of high school. He has this best friend, Thomas, that hangs out at their house with them often. So Linda being a single mom, that's kind of nice for her to have these two young
other
men
kids around. Yeah.
Yeah. But they would often practice shooting targets in the backyard, which thought was
that's a boy thing.
It's a total boy thing. Hopefully there's no neighbor like right behind them. I'm like, I don't know what kind of gun you're shooting, but
wait, they're using guns in the neighborhood? Yeah. All right, that is a little much.
Well, it is Texas. Christy, okay, so where am I? Sorry.
No,
Christy explains to Linda that she's moving back home after a split from her husband. And Linda's also happy to have this potential friend moving in next door. She's hoping to have someone to spend time with because she's pretty freaking lonely. I don't know if she'd ever been married or, with Vincent's dad or.
Yeah.
But Linda had been struggling to manage things as a single mom herself in a very aging property, her home. And I couldn't find out whether she was employed or not. There wasn't any information on it. I'm assuming she probably at least had a part-time job, but that's my own imagination.
Okay.
I like to imagine. Christy's youngest daughter, she's around middle school age, and her oldest is in high school. So hers aren't terribly young.
Yeah.
But this means that Rudy, her ex-husband, is still coming around for visitation, of course. And these girls worship their dad. They just love when he would come over and visit. So one day, Rudy stops by shortly after Christy and her kids move in to her new house. He sees Linda outside next door and he's waving at her. And Christy's like, what? How do you know Linda? I know. That's what I know. That's what her first thought is. And he's like, duh, I grew up here too. It's a small town. Of course I know her. So
okay.
Good excuse. Okay.
I thought,
I know that's what I thought at first too. I was like, oh, Rudy, what you doing, bitch? But yeah.
Man whore.
Well, he is man whore. Just keep that in mind.
Just wait. Okay.
Yeah. So even though Linda's son is living at home, he's going to be leaving for the army soon.
Okay.
So she's got to now take care of her house and her property by herself. She's 39 at this point, so she's still young enough she can do work on it. So I'm not sure why she doesn't do this, but it's not seeming like something she really wants to put her time into. So
okay.
She puts so little time into the upkeep of her property that junk is collecting in the yard. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
Is she being like a hoarder?
A little bit, I think. A little bit. So, like, there's broken shit that she just doesn't seem to throw away. She just throws it out in the backyard.
In the backyard?
Yeah.
Is there no HOA?
I think not. It must be an old enough neighborhood that there's not. So I'm imagining like pallets and tires and toilets, like the holy trinity of all the junkyard shit you get.
Mattresses. And
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a toilet thing within your family.
Oh,
if
yeah.
I remember correctly.
I don't know where.
Where is the toilet?
There's this toilet. It's clean. It's new. It's like a brand new out of the box toilet. Why
Sure
our family has been doing this, we switch it around and put it in each other's front yards. And we think it's been like 10 years. And this toilet has been to every one of our houses multiple times. And I don't know why this is so stupid. But our family thinks it's hilarious.
It's hilarious. It's a nod to those people who keep toilets outside their houses and make gardens out of them.
Thank you. Yes. They turn that into something beautiful.
Do they though?
No.
No.
I hate it when they put it in my yard. I'm
horrible.
like, damn it, Ryan, the toilet came back.
The toilet has returned. Maybe it's like a portal of your own. This toilet just keeps coming back.
I don't know. Okay, back into the story. Oh my gosh. I want to know how Rudy's a man whore.
I know, you'll get there. So there's also Linda's house is so gross outside. I don't know. I can imagine the inside might be too. But there's an awful stench that's permeating the neighborhood. And it's very obvious to everyone it's coming from her house. So
Linda,
get your shit together, literally. Christy and her mom had noticed the dilapidated property, but they chose to kind of ignore it because Christy wanted to be your friend, and didn't want to ruffle feathers. But Christy's only been living in her mom's house now for about a month. School's about to start for her girls, and they need school supplies and clothing. So Christy's like, hey, Rudy, come pick up your freaking girls. Time for back to school. Go take them shopping. He's like, okay, I'll be there at such and such time. He had a time set up. The girls notice Christy's getting kind of primped up for Rudy to come. Like maybe he's, and they're hopeful. Yeah, like maybe they'll get back together. Maybe
again. And the mom is somewhere in the house, like shaking her head. Like,
yeah, probably. Mom is like, Christy, girl, you live here now. But Christy and Rudy,
she might be like that, I guess.
Maybe
you do paint a picture, Kelly. Okay,
girl. So Christy and Rudy, they have broken up and gotten together so many countless times before, but the girls still have that hope. Like, I don't know, kids always want their parents back together, it seems like, until they get back together and they see how bad it can be. So they hope this is just one of those small breakups. But the ladies wait for Rudy's arrival. The time he's supposed to arrive comes and goes. Hours pass. He still hasn't shown up. Christy's been leaving messages and calling. She's getting no answer or text. She is now pissed. She's livid.
Her makeup's wearing off. Her hair's going flat.
Yes.
Damn it, Rudy.
She was looking hot. So now Christy, she decides to go outside because she kind of wants to give him a piece of her mind. I think even if she has to leave a message. She tries to call. It's ringing and ringing. And she looks over at Linda's house and she sees Rudy's truck.
Okay, so that is happening, Kelly. It is with the neighbor lady. And with the hoarder. Where are they doing it? On top of bottles and stuff?
Those dirty mattresses you just saw out back that you're talking about. Ew.
Okay, so Rudy. Okay, keep going. I knew it.
You knew it. You knew Rudy was a whore. Christy walks over. She confronts Rudy because he's leaving Linda's house right at that time. And Christy can't believe that, one, he chose her neighbor and friend to get romantic with, like you said, the neighbor.
Yeah.
And two, that he stood up his own daughters to get jiggy with the neighbor. Like, come on.
That's gross.
So bad. And like they could see his truck right there. So Christy's yelling, she's calling him names. She starts talking about how Linda is such trash. Whoops. And couldn't believe out of all the women he could pick from, he chose this one.
Yeah, the hoarder lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Linda's right there. So, of course, she gets pissed. She's yelling back. Christy hits her with he may play with you for a little while, but he always comes home to me.
Ooh, that's a thing.
That's some fighting words. Yeah. So prior to this, there had been a linked path between Christy and Linda's house. And it was through a connecting fence. The show I watched was called Fear Thy Neighbor, one of those. So good. It was a connecting fence. The show I watched made it look like there was a big hole in the fence that had been kind of knocked out at some point and never fixed. But I don't know if that's how it really was. They used to have connecting yards, but Christy's like, screw that. She starts shoring up the fence, closes that off. Obviously, this friendship is going nowhere. Not good.
Yeah.
So Christy's kids are upset. They see their dad over there is starting to date the woman next door. Come on, Dad.
That's pretty messed up.
And
poor mom.
I know. And you have to sit there and watch them next door. And there's no privacy. They're outside all the time getting cozy.
God, Rudy sucks.
Rudy sucks. No
keep
joke.
going. Keep going.
The neighborhood is also seeing Rudy going between the houses and stirring up conflict. Meanwhile, Rudy's trying to help Linda clean up her house a little bit. He's doing some labor for her, but there's something even worse coming up in her yard. Remember that horrible smell? It just keeps getting worse and worse. And people are commenting on it, going, what is wrong with you? You need to take care of this shit. One day,
do
Linda
they know it's coming from Linda's house now? Because it was floating around.
Before it was floating around, but I think it gets really strong near her house. So they're like, something's up, lady. Yeah. Okay, so
got it.
One day, Linda comes home. She has an official complaint from the city about the stench and messy property. Yeah. So somebody had reported her, probably more than one. Yeah. But of course, she's like, God, that bitch, Christy, it has to be Christy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's escalating. So eventually a city inspector comes by. He's going to assess her property. He finds there's a septic tank on her property that's open and bubbling up raw sewage into her yard.
Into her yard?
Dude, you could step in it.
Did she? Yes, you could, Kelly. But I'm just more wondering, didn't Rudy see this when he was doing the yard work for her?
No.
Like a bubbling shit pot in the backyard?
Did they just think it was like, you've got a muddy area over here. This is...
Hey, everybody. Sadie here, breaking in really quick. Just telling you about my friends at Garage Door Service and Sales. Locally owned and operated, family owned and operated, passed down from generation to generation. They've got an amazing rating if you look them up. They've got a great rating with the Better Business Bureau. They are here for the community because they've been in the community for so long. If you want something different with your garage door, don't listen. You can paint your entire house, or maybe just get a different garage door. It will change the entire look of your home, I promise you. And they have technology right now that just can't be beat. You can literally be anywhere in the world and just push a button and it will close your garage door and it will alert you. It will say you're all set. Your home is locked up. Or it'll say, hey, dummy, you forgot to close your garage door. You push a button on your phone, it closes it for you. You're taken care of. You don't even have to get out of bed. How amazing is that? We're in the future, people. Call my friends at Garage Door Service and Sales. Garage Door Service and Sales, a proud sponsor of the Sadie and Friends podcast.
And or didn't Rudy smell it and go, I know, Linda, we got to go figure this out.
Do something.
Or was he just, he wasn't just there for sex because he did yard work. Okay, it's a mystery.
It's a mystery. Ew. So this inspector is like, this raw sewage is seeping out everywhere. Something has to be done about it immediately. It's not safe. So Linda's just pissed. She's thinking Christy's ratted her out to the town. This bitch is ruining her life. Everything was fine before Christy moved in. Yeah. And then she complains that some other bad things are happening to her. Linda says that she's getting harassing phone calls from private numbers. threatening her at all hours of the day and night. And so she again somehow thinks that it has to be Christy doing this. So there's some weird shit happening.
And it might
Linda.
be, right?
I mean,
a woman scorned.
Oh, don't mess with that. No. And to be right next door. Oh,
that would suck if you were still hung up on your and then they were mowing the lawn and weed whacking.
Totally. And your kids are seeing it.
And you know that she's the smelly girl, and you're like, what, was I that bad that you're going with smelly?
It's probably the girl. You know, there's always a girl that sucked on her hair.
Oh,
in elementary. It's probably her.
She was a window licker for sure.
Oh. So then one day, Linda calls the police claiming somebody had broken into her home while she was gone and her rifle's missing. So
that escalated.
That's bad.
Shoot, from phone calls to that. Okay.
To a gun missing. So she tells them it's got to be Christy. And they go and talk to Christy, but they can't find any reason to connect her with it. You know, it's like kind of one neighbor against another. And they note, you know, they report the missing gun, but they can't. What do you do? You know?
Right.
So the feud between the women, it continues to grow worse. Rudy, he's bouncing between each house, you know, oh, I'm going to go see my kids. Oh, I'm going to go sleep with Linda. You know, it's just.
Yeah, this guy sucks bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So for Christy, getting a moment away from the stress seems impossible because it's such a small town. So she goes to the grocery store. Linda's there. When she'd run to the post office, there's Linda. She's starting to think, is Linda freaking following me? Is she so obsessed?
She's paranoid.
Yeah. Yeah. She's probably paranoid that he's sleeping with Christy too. I don't know. So on one occasion, while Christy's driving with her daughters in her car, Linda drives up behind them in her big ass truck and she begins riding their bumper. I mean, she's scaring the shit out of these little girls. Her youngest is in the back just screaming and crying. She's so scared. Yeah. And eventually, to avoid a wreck, Christy has to drive off the road and kind of, you know, bumps around on the side. Yeah, onto the shoulder. And her kids are scared to death. Linda drives away, but they're getting more and more fearful of Linda, thinking something's going to happen and thinking she's a loose freaking cannon.
It sounds like it.
This is also why I wonder if she doesn't have a job. Like, is she just following them around all day, every day? I don't know. But
I can't see Linda holding down a 9-to-5 if she's got a shit pot in her backyard. I don't think she can handle responsibility, and that's not her fault.
That's true.
Maybe she, you know, I mean, that's a disorder, I guess, but
yeah, probably. And maybe the pallets that I assume were back there were to cover the shithole so you could walk across the shithole. I don't know.
See, I mean, I feel like we painted a pretty good picture of Linda's house. And it sounds awful.
It sounds really bad. I thought my house was bad, but this is making me feel better.
Okay.
So on one day near Christmas, Rudy's talking to Linda. He tells her, I need to stop by Christy's house. Don't think anything of it. I got to drop off presents for my kids.
See the kids. Okay.
Gotta see the kids. Linda tells him, you know what? If you go over there, I'm going to have your head on a platter. But he does it anyway. It's his freaking kids. What's he supposed to do? You know, you kind of need to choose the kids. Actually, you should always choose the freaking kids, Rudy. Linda, I think it was only they were on the phone or something when he's telling her he's stopping by. So, because of course she would see his car there.
Him.
Right.
Yeah.
So Linda comes driving home in her truck and she sees Rudy at Christy's house. So she starts yelling shit. They're outside talking and Christy's TV.
God, I wish I lived in this neighborhood.
Wouldn't it be exciting?
Exciting. No, I am like the neighbor on Bewitched. I would be outside like, oh shit, here we go. Here we go.
You'd be out there sweeping the grass, mowing the concrete.
Yes, exactly. Watering the driveway. Yeah, I absolutely, because here we go again with these two over Rudy.
Ew. And yeah, when you see pictures of Rudy, it's
which I will add pictures of all of these people. So if you're watching on the YouTube channel, you can actually watch and see who we're talking about, because Rudy,
not worth it.
No.
Not worth it in my mind. But maybe he's just one of those charmers. Anyway, so they're kind of doing this yelling fight outside of Christy's house. And Christy's teenage daughter freaking snaps. She jumps on Linda's truck. She's hitting it. She's yelling for Linda to get out. And she grabs Linda through the open window and she's trying to drag her out so she can fight her. She's
awesome.
I know she's over it all. Yeah.
Okay.
And Rudy steps in. He stops his daughter. He chills everyone out. He decides it's time to break things off with Linda. Thank God. However, Linda,
she's crazy.
Yes.
You done pissed off a crazy lady, Rudy.
It's not good. Yeah. So Linda, she's heartbroken. She's like, freaking Christy. It's Christy's fault again. Of course, Christy made this happen. And she completely turned her world upside down. It's Christy's fault. I mean, why is it she blaming Rudy? I don't know, but Rudy's the one who sucks.
Rudy is the one that, I mean, yeah, these women should come together and kill Rudy.
Totally. Rudy's the one who started everything. So Rudy now thinks it's probably time to get back with Christy.
Wow.
Yeah. But Christy is finally at the point where she's like, I'm done with your ass. No.
Ooh,
yes.
Okay.
Finally. But since it's Christmas time, Linda's son Vincent returns home. You know, Army Vincent.
Yeah.
Now that he's back in their home, Linda feels a little safer and like she has someone in her corner. So she's telling him everything that's been happening. And he's like, you know, Mom, you don't need to be scared anymore. I got you. I'm going to take care of everything.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So yeah, that little raw sewage problem, you'd think it might be that. That would be a great thing for him to take care of. Well, she still hasn't fixed it. And, you know, the city had come by and told her, you know, you have some time to fix this, get this taken care of. Otherwise, your problem's going to get worse. She didn't do anything. So this environmental officer comes back and he finds this seeping sewage still on the property. He knocks on the door and he hands Linda a $10,000 citation.
But she's crazy. She's not going to pay that.
No, of course she's not. So Vince is there. He sees all this. He intervenes. He forcibly throws the dude off the property.
Vincent he's got a temper.
He's got a little temper, which is good for the Army, not good for home. But I don't know. Is it good for the Army? Maybe not. But the officer tells him, you know, if this problem's not fixed, you're going to have a lot bigger problem than a $10,000 fine. Oh, shit. So this becomes a tipping point for Linda. She's like, apparently, Christy also must have done something to force the sewage problem on her because she thinks everything's Christy's fault. Maybe Christy was taking shits in her backyard and it just filled up the sewage tank too much. I don't know.
She's like, I'll show you. Again, I'd love to live in this neighborhood.
Okay. It'd like be so
oh my
exciting.
God. Christy is shitting in the open hole, everybody. Come to the window.
You got to see this, everyone. Come outside. Yeah, it's not good. But Linda's at a tipping point. She's heartbroken. She's out of money. The city's after her. Her shit pot is boiling over. So next door at Christy's mom's house, it's the night of December 18th of 2009. Okay. Because of the tensions between Linda and Christy's daughters want to sleep with her in bed. They're scared. I think they're frustrated. I know. Doesn't that suck?
Heartbroken.
I think they're probably getting yelled at every time they come outside. It's affecting the whole family. And they're frustrated with their dad too. So it's just escalating. They all decide to tuck in with their mom for the night. And they go to sleep. At about 2 a.m., the girls are awoken by a loud bang. They look over and see their mom bleeding from the head. And they're, I know, these little babies. And they're sprayed with her blood. Like the littlest.
Oh my God, Kelly.
Horrible. Because they were laying right next to her.
Wow, that got so messed up really fast.
So messed up so fast. Yeah, and these poor baby girls. I mean, they're in bed with her. The older daughter, she runs to go get her grandma, and she calls 911. Grandma's like, "Huh?" I don't think she heard any of it, but she was asleep. You know, they go to get her, and in the phone call, the show I watched, this neighbor show, it was so sad. In the phone call, you hear the daughter's just screaming, the teen, "Help my mom, help my mom, my mom's been shot," and that they need help. So they run around, lock all the doors, and wait for an ambulance to get there. Christy had been shot through the window in her bedroom, through the glass.
What?
The bullet, I know, it went through the freaking glass. The bullet had grazed her head and left a puncture wound above her right eye, but somehow it didn't penetrate her skull. So I think it must have grazed and maybe gone through the skin a little bit.
That's lucky. That is
so
lucky.
Luck. So lucky. I mean, it had to be really close. Somehow it didn't hurt her that bad. Fortunately, the kids aren't physically hurt by the assault, but mentally.
I mean, they were sprayed with her blood, as you said.
That's like woken up to that.
It's like, that's definite therapy.
Horrifying. From the scene in Christy's bedroom, investigators could tell that the shooter had been outside the window, but like only a few feet away. So her bed must be really close to the window. It just freaks me out. The thought of someone sitting there and staring at you.
Didn't she have curtains or something? I don't understand.
I know. Well, why wouldn't you?
I guess not.
Maybe it was, I keep thinking Texas, it's hot. Maybe, I don't know. But
okay.
I don't know if the window was open. So there were powder burns on the window, showing that someone was looking in from the outside when they shot, and that they had the rifle right up to the window. And the weapon used was a .22 caliber rifle. So nearly at the same time as the 911 call comes in from the teenager at Christy's house, another 911 call comes in from Linda's house. Linda's calling them saying she sees someone outside prowling all around her property, and that she'd been getting threatening phone calls, and that she knew her neighbor had been too. And the shooter must have been this mysterious individual that is prowling around backyard. So,
okay, we're going to give Linda right now the benefit of the doubt.
Let's think that Linda maybe had seen someone too, and she's trying to help.
Okay, let's go with that for now.
Let's go with that for now, because that's what a normal individual would do.
Because again, I don't know the story, so I'm also just going blindly. But
you're going with what?
At me like, don't give Linda.
Don't love Linda. No, okay. I get it though, because that is what a normal person would do. They would call in to help their neighbor, even if they hated them. If someone's injured, you're going to be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Let me help." Like me bringing a basket to my murdering neighbor, thinking, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It couldn't have been you." Like in a past
episode, Kelly told us a story that happened in her own neighborhood, and she brought the murder lady a basket for sympathy, and the bitch killed her husband. I can't even believe it. But you're gonna have to go back
at the time
to that one.
Yeah, you got to go back. Yeah, that's on Sadie's podcast. Yeah, that was a stupid thing for me. I didn't know. Okay. I got to say, I didn't know at the time she murdered him, but I should have.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So
you're fine.
So Christy's being patched up at the hospital. She's able to tell investigators how she'd been woken up by barking dogs, like her dogs were barking. And then she had looked up at the window and saw a man pointing a gun at her through the window. Whoa. I can't imagine like the PTSD you'd have for ever at that image. Yeah. Oof.
Of someone. So she saw the person. She wasn't sleeping. She actually saw.
Yeah. I think the dogs woke her up.
Was Vincent. Was it fucking Vincent?
Would you know?
The name. I knew in the beginning when you told me the name. I'm like, that
has to be a murderer's name.
He's got nothing to lose.
He's got nothing to lose after he's been named Vincent. So police hear about this feud because Christy tells them about the feud between the houses. They decide most likely suspects are Linda, possibly Rudy, and Linda's son, Vincent, based on the aggressiveness he's shown since he's been home.
For sure.
Of course, you can't rule out Rudy. The husband's almost always involved with stuff, or the wife. But within weeks or possibly even days of the incident, I couldn't get a good timeline on this, but there's this surprise witness that comes forward. So remember, Vincent had this great friend, Thomas, that spent so much time. Yeah. Thomas has a conscience. Thomas wasn't on the police radar at all, but he's like, yeah, I got something to tell you guys. So he comes forward. He tells them that Linda had told him and Vincent that she wanted them to deal with Christy, which he took to mean she wanted her killed. Like she wanted these boys to kill her. Her initial plan was to get a full propane tank and have kind of the hose from the propane tank sticking into the house.
I don't know
This is what I did too. This is what I thought too, because I was like, this sounds so childlike. But she wanted to put this hose into Christy's house and have the propane turned on.
Isn't she worried about the giant shithole in the yard? Like
she might step into it when she's trying to get over there.
Never mind an explosion. Go ahead.
Oh, that would be a bad explosion.
That would be bad, dumbass. Okay, Linda.
And Linda knows Christy's a smoker. So she's like, okay, if I have this open gas going into the house, next time she lights a cigarette, it'll explode and kill her. Not considering that it could kill the children and grandma and animals.
Yeah, that's just evil. That's very evil.
Yeah, like she doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
She gives up on that idea. Her next idea was to put a propane tank under Christy's house. I'm not sure. These aren't trailers, I don't think. I think they're regular houses. So I'm not sure if she's thinking she's going to like get into a crawl space or somehow dig a hole under Christy's house. I don't know.
I love that she came up with all this elaborate shit and then they just ended up trying to shoot her.
Oh, yeah.
Like, forget it. Just shoot her.
Forget it. This is so stupid. Yeah. Well, this plan, they were going to put this propane tank under the house, turn the gas on, and then shoot at it from afar.
Dukes of Hazzard style.
Blow up the house. Yeah.
How dumb are these people?
Yeah. Well, and also I think she's like, whew, that sounds like work. I don't even want to carry a pallet to the garbage.
Just shoot her.
So I'm just,
yeah.
But she had even gone so far as to buy propane tanks for the job. But eventually, yeah, she's like, yeah, let's just shoot her. This is getting expensive. I have a $10,000 fine to pay. So Thomas had told cops that Linda had told Vincent to walk up to Christy's bedroom window and shoot her with her gun, a .22 bolt action rifle, the very gun she had reported missing a couple of months prior. Weird. It's like she's been planning this for a while. Mm-hmm. So Vincent agrees.
She needed a backup plan to her propane.
She needed a backup plan to her backup plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vincent agrees. He's going to take on his mom's plan. And he asked Thomas to help by being a lookout. Thomas is freaked out. He doesn't really want to help, but he feels like he kind of has to. So he agrees. He's the lookout while Vincent walks up to Christy's window and shoots through the glass as Linda had told him to. I'm thinking maybe the glass actually made it so it didn't have the full power it would have, or maybe it
I don't know. Glass isn't that strong.
No, that's true. But it's only a 22. I don't know, but
she just got incredibly lucky. I mean, so just lucky. Shockingly lucky.
Or he's really bad at army shit and maybe he hadn't found his calling.
Yeah, maybe, that's true. Yeah, he should have. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to say he should be a better shot because that sounds insensitive. No.
But then also maybe he was trying to miss the kids. Maybe he had a heart.
Maybe he does have a heart.
A little bit of one. Yeah. Ugh.
Okay.
Another friend of Linda's had come forward to police to tell them that Linda had asked them to tell police that someone at a bar had claimed that Christy had arranged the shooting herself and had paid to have them shoot her. Dang it. To set Linda up because everybody's like, yeah, I really want to get shot tonight.
I'm going to pay you. Do you need to, I'm going to pay you to shoot me. That's a dumb theory.
With my kids right here. Yeah. But Linda's like, yeah, tell him it was a ruse to set me up, basically, to make Linda go to jail for nothing.
Linda is so stupid.
Linda's really not very smart. Maybe she didn't graduate. I don't know. Well, not that makes you stupid, because I know really smart people that didn't graduate.
Keep digging that hole, Kelly.
Oh, shit. Oops. So it's a shithole. I'll just go jump in Linda's. So when asked what happened to the rifle, Thomas tells them that right after these guys, they're not very smart. Right after the shooting, Vincent had thrown the weapon into a neighbor's yard.
Oh my God.
But then
suck.
But then a few days later, they're like, that might not have been a good idea. So they hop the fence and retrieve the rifle. Apparently, maybe it was another junkie yard. I don't know. They didn't see it.
What?
They get the rifle and they drive to a place called the Devil's Water Hole to get rid of it.
Well, isn't that just what's in their mother's backyard? Zing!
That is so good. Yes.
Thank you.
Devil's Water Hole.
So they go to the Devil's Hole. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Devil's Water Hole. It's an extension of a nearby lake. Yeah, it's a popular swimming and recreation area. I was trying to find out about it because it sounds actually pretty cool. It's like this kind of cliff area that surrounds a water hole. And it's so dark because of all the cliff and trees and stuff. And so
you're selling it, Kelly.
Devil's.
I am booking.
Yeah, you really want to go? Yeah, I know.
Devil's Hole. You're making it sound really
hang
cool.
Out. People think it's creepy, but to me, I love creepy shit. So I'd probably be like, yeah, swimming around and yeah, but not in Linda's water hole. I'm not swimming in her water hole. That's nasty. Thomas is able to actually lead police to the area where they threw the rifle, and they're able to recover it. So Devil's Water Hole it doesn't go to hell. It has a bottom because they found it. So when they're
so dumb, they thought it just kept going just through the earth to the core. They're like, Mom, we're fine. You have no idea.
Good. They should have put it in her septic tank. Nobody wants to go swimming down in that.
No one would look there.
No one wants that shit.
And that's right in your backyard. Continue.
You had this opportunity. So they get the gun. And when faced with Thomas's statements, they go to Vincent. They're like, dude, look, here's what your friend said. Vincent's like, yeah, okay, I should confess. So he tells him his mom wanted Christy dead and had lied about the robbery of her rifle and about the person lurking in the dark on the night of the attack, about the phone call. She was never getting any of that shit. She was trying to start setting up groundwork for this hopeful killing of hers.
I mean, she did. You kind of feel like, wow, she put way a lot of work into this, and it failed in every possible
every way. Maybe that's why she doesn't put work into her yard. Maybe it always fails. So you never know. With all the information they have now gathered, Linda gets arrested. She goes to trial in a pretty airtight case. She ends up getting 15 years with an attempted murder and aggravated assault charge. Vincent.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty fair, actually.
She's gone. Yeah.
Nobody died. Vincent got 10 years for aggravated assault, and Thomas gets no time for helping to solve the case. So Vincent's already out. Anyway. As for Christy and her mother, they ended up selling the house. They're like, I'm done with the devil's shithole next door. I can't stay in this place anymore.
I can't believe they didn't sell it earlier. But I guess if you're in that situation, the idea of selling. I said, I can't believe they didn't sell it earlier. Uh-oh.
Yeah, right. Just get out. But it had only been 3 months, that this whole thing happened. It was so quick.
That's true.
So Christy's daughters, they still deal with the trauma caused by that awful night. So the youngest daughter, even as an adult, she can't sleep near windows. I do not freaking blame her. She hates going out in the dark even, which these dudes ruined for her. Linda ruined that shit. I mean, she traumatized these poor little kids.
No, let's again say Rudy ruined this shit.
Rudy pretty much started the ball rolling.
He lit the fire. Yeah. And then Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Linda's projected release date is 2028. Vincent served 6 years and he was granted parole in 2018. He once again lives in Burnett Texas, went back
in the same small town he shot this girl.
Yes. Why do people do this shit? I would run to like Europe, like be so embarrassed. I hope nobody knows me.
My Porto John plans did not work. I've been in prison. I would also leave the country.
Yeah, I'd be so
honestly.
fucking embarrassed.
Then again, it's not like he has money, right? He may have to just go back.
That's true. And like he really hadn't even started his life when this happened. And it's basically his mom and Rudy's fault. But yeah, he's moved on with his life. He's gotten married and he's carrying on. So you've got to watch. I was going to tell. He got married and moved on. Yeah, right. I mean, his mom could have ruined his life. I can't. And I mean, he should have been smart enough to tell his mom, "Stop!
I'm not going to shoot the neighbor.
I'm not going to be stupid. I'm sorry, Mom." Yeah, but you got to watch this reenactment of everything. I was going to tell all your listeners. It's the episode I watched is called "Fear Thy Neighbor," and the title is "Mistress of Death." Except I'm
going to watch this. Is this on Netflix?
It's pretty good. I think it was on Max. When I think about it, yes, it's pretty good. They have all the Fear Thy Neighbors are so freaking amazing. They're great series to watch. But yeah, that is the story of Christy and Linda and bad neighbors. Have you ever had a bad neighbor?
I've never had a bad neighbor, but I kind of am relieved that we are ending today's episode and there were no murders, because I think the past couple of weeks they've been so brutal that now I'm very happy that Christy survived and she got out of it. I feel like your stories never end with, and then that was it. She moved away.
No, then I really wouldn't. It wouldn't be really an exciting true crime episode, which sucks because you don't want to like revel in death, but you know, we like to hear the stories.
Wait, what about Rudy? What happened to Rudy?
Nothing. He moved on. I don't think they ever got back together.
I would hope not.
I don't think so, because they have different last names now. But yeah, Rudy. I think he's still living in that area. Sorry, Rudy, but we're not a fan.
So he's still living in the area, and the kid is living in the area.
Yeah.
What a weird town. I want to move there. What's it called again?
Burnett, Texas. 6,000 people. Yeah. Go check out Burnett. Yeah. I've had a couple of weird neighbors. So that one that killed her neighbor or killed her husband. And then down the street here, one day I was coming home from work and there's a forensics van outside. And I'm like, oh shit, it's happening again. Ask my husband, what happened? I don't know. I've been watching football. He didn't hear a gunshot go off.
Someone else in your neighborhood was shot?
Well, they didn't. They just shot the gun. I guess this guy was holding his girlfriend and their son kind of hostage in their house 2 doors down. And he called 911 saying that he had already killed her and her son. So I think he was planning on it. She somehow got out of the house with her kid and was running, and he tried to shoot her as she ran. But then police got there in time. So
I love that your husband was like oblivious to all of these things.
He's oblivious to pretty much a lot of things. So I'm like, okay, it's not just me you don't hear. It's also people shooting guns 2 doors down. But yeah, that guy he's in jail now. And it's not like I live in these crazy ass neighborhoods. I was going
to say, damn, Kelly, where do you live?
I like to, next year it's Harlem. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
Cabrini Green in Chicago. Try it all. I'll be the only white person. Yeah.
You would die within an hour.
I know I would. I know.
Okay.
I'm weak. But, I could try to make friends.
Well, Kelly, that story was crazy. Again, I'm glad that nobody died.
Yes.
But I mean,
everybody's really traumatized.
I was going to say no one learned a lesson. Mm-hmm. They all just kind of did a little time.
Christy learned to never go back to Rudy finally.
Well, yeah, and also, but I could see Linda getting out and trying to hit up Rudy, especially if she moves back to the town. And I could see Rudy boning her.
Oh, he would. Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody, to today's, let's cut it there, to today's episode of Sadie Has No Friends. Remember that you can download Kelly's podcast. It's called ODFM, and we've got some really freaky things cooking for October. It's going to be spooky.
Thanks for having me.
Really morbid.
It'll be so good. Be gross. Like a devil's water hole. Shitstorm.
Yeah. Like Linda's backyard. Gross. Yeah. Thank you guys. And we'll see you the day after tomorrow or tomorrow. I don't know.
Who knows?
I need to find a better
Sadie's
way to
schedules.
end shit. Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you for having me. Bye.